Namaste and Hotel Royal family. Thank y'all for listening to Three Eyes Open Radio. And today's guest is spoken word artist and poet Charles Hines, who won Creative Lounge's raffle ticket on the third Open Mic Wednesdays, where I, Eternally Risen, host. At Creative Lounge in Tampa, Florida. And I got the privilege to pull his number in order for him to be on my podcast today because he won the raffle ticket prize. And that's to, be able to discuss with this brother some deep, you feel me, some deep discussions today.
Yes. Hey, thank you for that introduction. Yeah.
Brother.
Thank you, Eternally Risen. I'm so happy to be here. Like I said, I think I kind of spoke that into existence when you grabbed my raffle. Like when you grabbed my raffle ticket, I'm very, very excited to be here. But what's up, everybody? My name is Charles Hines. I'm a spoken word poet, actor, music lover, all around creative, and it's real dope to be here, tell you a little bit about myself, my story, what I got going on, and just here to vibe.
Tell us about your upbringing, like where you're from, and how long you've been doing poetry, and how does being a professional poet or spoken word artist affects you in this economy today, and if you have any like places where you want to recommend people to go to hear some spoken word, please.
Of course. So, yeah, so starting from the beginning. So I was born in Richmond, Virginia. That's where my family is from. And it's crazy because I've always been raised around art and like music creation. So like my dad, he actually owns a tattoo studio out there in Richmond. He's very much exactly, yeah.
He's an artist as well.
Exactly. Yes. It's called Wounds Tattoo. If y'all want to look him up, he's a really big part of the art community out there in Virginia, and so I've just been raised in a creative environment. Whether it was my father, my brother, eventually myself, even my sister, like we all have a creative outlet somewhere, and I just came into my own as a writer throughout my life. So I've always written. I've always been fascinated with words, with grammar, with just literacy in general. And then in college is when I really started to get into the artistic community, and when I had the freedom to be around poets and just other creatives and really kind of just exercise and grow my craft. Until you done went and left me in a musical minefield. Booby trapped my bass lines, ruined my riffs and runs. You flew a tornado around the rooms of my heart. I excused the mess it made. Had no business thinking about forever. But now it's taking life forever to erode your latest EP out of my ears. I guess we both don't think so far ahead. And I remember, how could I forget every single thing I love so much about you? Your singles still topping my charts, but I ain't even in your Hot 100 in my world. Your album still sells platinum. I got your feature on Apple Music. I got the remix on Spotify. I got all your mixtapes on SoundCloud, but it still ain't enough. So I blare you out my headphones, playing you at the highest volume, hoping eventually I'll go deaf to it. But it ain't no use because you a classic. It's funny that you say and that you point out now just being an artist as a career, because I guess it's never something that I've looked at as I'm an artist, but this is also what I do for a living. This is also what's paying my bills and being my career. I've just followed the art.
Okay.
Yeah, so even when I wasn't consistently getting paid for art, I was still coming to shows, still creating, still working on projects. And it wasn't until recently, the last couple of years, where thanks to God, that I've just been in positions where I have been consistently being paid for the work I've done, whether that has been showing up and doing a poetry set or teaching a workshop. My books have been selling, things like that. That had just happened recently. And so I'd say myself, I didn't consider myself as a career poet until someone just kind of revealed that to me. I was at an event put on by Grow House. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, you're not familiar with Grow House. please connect with them. They're an incredible group of people who are just all about putting artists on, giving them opportunities,
Okay.
acknowledging everyone and their hard work. But my friend Dennis Amadeus, he was just introducing me to come up and do a poem. And yeah, he said it. He was just like, this guy is a career poet. And
Right.
something just kind of
Wow.
clicked in me. It was just like, oh, I am actually out here doing this for a living. Like, people are taking my craft seriously and trusting me enough to invest their money in me and what I'm doing.
Right. Right.
And that's just something that happened naturally. I didn't wake up one day and just kind of profess it. It's just what happened as I followed these opportunities. Yeah, exactly. Navigation, but organically. And
Right. Right.
so I say one of the hardest things about being an artist, especially for me, and I feel like a lot of artists face this problem, is so although I'm an artist and I love people, I love being around people, I'm very much a people person,
Hmm.
and my heart is for connecting with other people.
Right.
I
Right.
can also be very antisocial. So I laugh. I tell people I'm not a networker. I like to perform. I'll get on stage, I'll do my thing, and then I can sit
Right.
in a corner and just ride the night out. But as a professional artist, a
Hmm.
lot of my success, especially
Has come from the
financially,
networking. Yeah.
exactly, it comes
Uh-huh.
from talking to people, from building these connections with people who are willing to give you their opportunities
Yeah, people are
because
definitely support a real person these days because we're always behind a computer screen where there's robots and you don't know the person behind that, you know, that energy that they're giving out. So seeing people face to face is like something, it's something that no one can actually simulate with a computer. Like the support is
100%.
gonna be there. Especially like thank you for coming to Creative Lounge and the third open mic Wednesdays. Like you really support it. Y'all support it because it was Dennis and the crew. What is your crew name, if you don't mind me asking? I just know that you're associated with.
Yes, so Grow House Tampa is the name of their organization, and it's headed by Dennis Amadeus and
Mhm.
Curtis Davis. This was their brainchild, their baby,
Okay,
and they've just been growing and expanding, and
so it's a
I love
network of
them.
poets. Like it's just a like yeah,
It's a network of artists, so not
artists.
just poets. So
Okay,
Dennis and Curtis are at the forefront of it, but for their larger team, for people who put on haiku, things like that, as we grow anything, like it can't just be poets. Like we're all in this together. So
right.
um, they've just been incredible at building those relationships with artists all over the Tampa Bay area, but also creating events and opportunities that really have us in mind. And that's why I love Grow House. That's why I support them. And that's what I feel is kind of really important about this networking, especially nowadays. We're not just artists or people who perform and create, but nowadays it's important to be an artist and also to be an entrepreneur.
Right, right. And you guys are a community of artists that are driven, like financially driven, but driven because it's a passion and a gift that you have. Like, you're expanding. How do you see your growth through, like, do you see any growth from when you initially started doing spoken word and poetry? Like how have you transformed, you know, as an artist?
It's just been so many levels of transformation. I definitely wouldn't
Hmm.
say I've transformed in one way.
Right.
So I would like to think that I've elevated as a writer, as I've connected with more artists, and just
Hmm.
I love watching how other people's minds work because it opens up doors to me for just the endless possibilities of creation. And that's my favorite thing about hanging out with artists, just seeing how they create, how they
Hmm.
think about things,
So
and
you
it
draw
allows
inspiration from others as well. Like,
100%,
okay,
definitely. But
awesome.
as we're all out here on the ground floor grinding and trying to create things of our own,
Right.
it's important that we meet with and support each other. So, like you said, these big corporations and like these larger institutions and foundations aren't really thinking about us. They're just trying to take advantage of us and take our money. So,
Right,
as
right,
we create things of our own, it's important for us to be real with each other and really
right.
support one another as we build. So
It's
I
all about
know
patronizing one another.
exactly,
That's how we're
exactly.
gonna come up together and grow.
100. So I
Yeah.
know that I can go to Grow House and support them. They'll have my interest in mind. They'll
Uh-huh.
recommend me to so and so with another opportunity. We can come out to Creative Lounge, and we know they're going to have a space
Right.
where we're loved on and elevated, and we'll siphon people through. It's really
Mhm.
about just helping another build each other's vision. I don't believe that anybody can do any of this by themselves.
Right. Like, I've heard this probably, I don't know where I heard it from, YouTube. Somebody said collaboration over competition. And I like that. That's like
Mm,
what Grow House is. When I see, look from the outside looking in, I see community based. I see a support system that is very strong for all those who are passionate about one thing, which is art, expressing your art. Depending on, it don't matter what type of art, but I like that. That's excellent. You're part of a great team. You support a great
yes,
team.
no, thank you. And that's the fresh perspective we're definitely trying to build.
Hmm.
What here in Tampa, and then just kind of like, yeah, all over the world, all over the country, just giving people a space. If I'm real with you, and if I'm giving you my heart and my best, and I would just
Hmm.
hope that you would do the same on your end. And like you said,
Hmm.
yeah, we can just grow and come up together.
Right, right. So I look forward to reading your book, Heart Feelings. Tell us look at, and if you don't mind, like, I know you're familiar with haikus because you performed there. Could you like spit a couple haikus if you recall, or a
Yes,
segment of your poetry, your favorite poetry, just for the
definitely,
people?
definitely.
All right, cool. Thank you. You have the floor.
Okay, so first, yes. So I have two publications out. Um the first is called Heart Feelings. It's my very first poetry publication. It is available on Amazon, or if you want to reach out to me directly, you can get a copy. I'll sign it and ship it out to you. It is $15 for Heart Feelings. My second publication is called Incomplete Poetry. It was just kind of a pandemic baby, something that I did to just get me through some difficult times.
Hmm.
That is $5, also available on Amazon, or if you want a personal signed copy, you can hit me up. I'll definitely get you those. And speaking of haikus, I'll roll out a few haikus that I have.
All
I'll give y'all
right.
three. I'll give y'all three.
Snap, snap, snap. I'm
All
all
right.
here for it.
So this one I wrote for Black History Month that just recently came to a close. It's called
Okay, yeah, it's
Shadows.
still relevant. So yeah.
Definitely. Shadows of the monsters they hold inside unleash, but they blame blackness.
Wow. That's dope. I forget haikus are short. Like it's
Mhm.
2, 7, and what's what's
Yes. So traditionally it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables,
classic?
and five. And of course you can mix them up however you like to, but it's all about that oomph moment, or that's what I try to
Yeah.
give. Just something to have people sit with.
Yeah, that's deep. That's very provoking, thought provoking. It's profound. Thank you for sharing that. You have another one?
Yeah, here I'll do one more. This is for all the artists out there.
Okay.
All of my dreams are manifesting. I just have to open my eyes.
Wow. Okay, that's straight in your face. Like,
Mm.
I like that. See, I'm familiar with haikus, but like, I'm so used to 16 bars, 8 bars, 4 bars.
Hey.
It's really equivalent to like 2 bars.
Oh, it definitely is. And it's funny because I've never considered myself like a haiku poet. This was something that I also got into recently, just being challenged by my peers.
Uh huh.
Um, and yeah, so it was just, yeah, something I stumbled into, being concise with your thoughts and
Right.
really just kind of strengthening a message.
Right. Right.
Um,
It's like a direct, concentrated message too. It's like
exactly.
it's no beating around the bush, no overthinking. You giving it to us concise way that you can. It's like super concentrated. I love that. I'm going.
Thank
You
you.
inspire me to write haikus. Like every time I hear haikus, I get inspired. I'm like, I gotta write, and I still haven't gotten to it yet. However, I
Once you
teach a
start,
class.
you won't be able to stop. They like
I
potato
know.
chips.
Believe me, I'm gonna be spitting haikus. You feel me? Because I'm a
Hey,
recording artist. So
yes.
yeah. But thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. Thank you for, and I want to tell you that like you are like you so passionate and you are heart driven because you're a Taurus, and Tauruses are
Hmm.
ruled by Venus, which is the heart. You know,
Yes.
Venus is love
Yes.
and beauty and heartfelt stuff and all that. So like you actually exuberate that in your personality, your demeanor, as well as like through your poetry. So much
Thank
respect
you.
to you, my
Thank
Taurus
you.
brother. Yeah.
Yes. No, thank you again. I really, really appreciate your time and this platform. Like, I definitely don't take it lightly that you are sharing just the world that you're creating with me. And
Indeed.
yeah, for just for everybody, like, definitely connect
Yes.
with me. I'm out here in these streets.
So what
If
can
you
we
would like,
follow you on IG?
yes, yes. So my social media is my first and last name, Charles Hines. Hines is Hines. It's like the cake mix, not the ketchup. So that'll be Charles Hines 401 across the board. Connect with me. I definitely will do everything I can to support all of y'all and connect with y'all. Cause yeah, like we said, we grind together, we shine together.
Yes.
Thank y'all for listening. Much love and light. Stay woke, fam.